Alright. Oh, yeah. Nah, it's fine. Alright, load game. Continue. Alright. Let me check over everything. Alright. So, wait 1 second. Is there a killer hiding within the group? Is there any hope to be found in these series of murders? Possibly? Question mark? Alright, so I should have most of the evidence. Alright, and then there's the Hangman's Gambit that I'm terrible at, so... Alright. There. Open e-handbook. Zai, can you turn on your mic? Zai! Oh my god. Truth bullet. Alright, these are enough. Present. Alright. Alright, I think so far this is good. Trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong. Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
Wait, let me mute myself so it's better.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack. The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong. I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kinda weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Alright, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Sorry, this is literally the good part, so yeah.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Also, some of these lines are are on like TikTok and shit, so yeah.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Never mind, this is the terrible part that I'm really bad at. So, yeah. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Yes. Hangman's Gambit! I'm terrible at this. Alright. Skiza? I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, yeah. That was easy.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split... The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Alright, some of the lines are in this part, so...
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
The world... Oh, sorry, I'm gonna skip this part, it's not...
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Alright, here we go. I'm pretty sure this is the part where some of the lines are in. It's quite famous.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer and drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
Here we go.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Here we go.
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Here we go!
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
Stop,
She
Byakuya.
told me a most
Stop.
interesting story.
Tell me that she comes after this.
She said a murderous fiend
Oh,
lived within her,
God!
and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
I love you, Byakuya, but I need you to shut the fuck up. Alright, here we go. Might be the part.
And that trepidation
No.
is what's caused
No.
her to have such
No.
a bleak attitude.
No.
Isn't
I'm done.
that right, Toko?
Alright, how about here? No, it's not.
This is all a lie.
Alright,
Right, Toko?
here we go.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone. There we go.
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
Alright, here we go. We're all gonna meet Genocide Jack / Jill. I don't care.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Second, let me change my necklace here. Fuck. It won't. Okay, I'm close to breaking it now. Oh, it's fine. Oh, here we go. But in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Yes, what the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is beyond insane! Wow!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then, it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you?
Have you seen that Just Kidding Again thing on TikTok? Yeah, it might be in here.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Something's still bothering me. Like she said, I need to get some more details about all this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. Why is the health thing showing there? No, I'm just wondering. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack case files, look at the neck and the stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it!
I got it!
For one,
wait, I didn't have to say that.
Different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right, folks! The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack case files, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands, not through their documents. Here's a clear difference. How the body was posed? No, what was used to suspend her?
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What's your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
We're probably gonna talk in this.
Pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack case victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of each victim, you'll notice. I think I figured out why she couldn't, because Chihiro's a girl.
I got it.
She's not. Chihiro isn't actually a girl. Chihiro's a boy.
Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
I'm not gonna even try and say these names.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Alright, here comes the really good detailed picture. Yeah.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right?
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Sorry. Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person could have copied the genocide Jack cases. Why can't I pick Monokuma? Okay.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
How dare Toko try and steal my lands?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room.
there was no time for what's so strange about
I wish you'd taken me with you. So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before, but he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
So, you
I am
said
terrible at
Byakuya
this.
but he was acting...
if you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls'
That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls.
there was no time. What's so strange about
I wish you'd taken me with you.
I can't do this. What the hell?
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting...
if you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural reaction...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would
suggest we check. There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd...
I can't do this. What the hell? Alright.
Taking me with you?
Wait. Can't I just, like...
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird, but he was acting weird... How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely... That's a natural reaction...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girl. Locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
what's so
strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. so of course
I would suggest there is no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
I got stuck in this part last time, and that's why I got all.
So, you said Byac, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls,
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim
was Chihiro, who was a girl, so of course I
would suggest there was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you. So, you said Byac, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural reaction for any...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
God. I've looked through my notes. I can't figure out how to switch my truth bullets. Shit. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, there's a bird on my roof.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
if you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Show us. Oh. What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered, but he's acting like it's got nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy in...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right? What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Really? Decided who did it.
I know, but still. There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime...
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Maybe I could never even realize that the actual scene in the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Two locker room posters or the carpets.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was
So the next one must be the carpet.
a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Big boobs.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
The carpet!
You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
Hey, Zai. Zyrotic. Oh my god.
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten in?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh?
What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't.
She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook.
No, that's wrong.
Zyronics!
No, I don't think Chihiro used
I think I'm
Leon's
gonna win
handbook.
this! Zai, I missed you so much! It's the same one. Yeah, I started it an hour ago. Still click on it and see if you can catch up. Alright, but... Is it working? Alright.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh shit.
Oh. Well then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I respect, I don't know how to say his name. Yasuhiro. He's pretty chill
I am
and
struck
relaxed.
silent by how quickly you gave up.
Yeah, I'm surprised, like, he's just okay with
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Hold on a second.
Oh, shit, I was reading it in my head. I'm very sorry about that.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the...
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
Gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
What other— OW! Zai, stop. Stop. Stop.
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Oh, we have a recess.
Huh?
Nice.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial we put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Make sure to examine the entire body. Very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully?
Like using our hands.
Using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
I can't with this lady. I can't genocide. Genocide is so average. I love her.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
I love Monokuma!
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much
Don't
more
take long.
exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
What?
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever.
What?
We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Oh, I love Nike.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but... it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct, for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
I can't. Are you fucking with us right now? No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true.
Zai, notice how this is gonna take the most random turn. And I don't think you'd ever think of this person as the killer. Who do you think is the killer? Okay, who do you think it is so far? There's so much... Zai, after all of this, there's been way too much, like... evidence. Who do you think it is? Byakuya? Alright. Are you gonna stick with that? Do you surely think it's him? Alright, then who do you think it is? Yeah, I know who it is. It's obvious. Well, to me. But who do you think it is? Byakuya? Alright, any backup people you think it is? Only pick 2. Yeah, 2 backup people that you think it is. Genocide. Alright, Byakuya or Genocide Joe? Alright.
Damn straight.
It's very
Count me
surprising,
in.
to be honest.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
This is the one thing we can make sure that we know about this killer. The killer was able to get access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy. Since the crime scene was the boy's purple-haired guy. Okay, who? I don't think there's any purple-haired guys. 1 second. Thank you. Zai. Do you think it's fat guy? That's okay. Do you think it's like the girl Kyoko with the purple hair, like the purple and whitish hair? Okay, who is that purple-haired person that you were talking about? Oh, Taka, the one with the red eyes? Oh, Taka! No, his name is, wait, I forgot how to say it, shit. But we all just call him Taka. I'm pretty sure his name is Kiyotaka, but we all call him Taka for some reason. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook was apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it would have to be a guy. So no girls are on this list. So we have to remove Genocide Joe. Make your argument. Wait, I have to sneeze, but I can't sneeze.
Isn't there a
Wait,
single
no, stop! I can't sneeze. Never mind.
clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing. Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind.
It's over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume...
Hey, can we just like admire this picture real quick? The way they drew this, it's so good.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Probably
No, I'm
because he
not.
was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But
knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
yeah, Taka, you're acting quite suspicious. I'm joking. Obviously. Yo, what is it with Taka's eyebrows, though? I just admire that shit.
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Oh, God.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Gotcha.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Gotcha in 4K, sir.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Alright, then Mondo. How do you know what the color of Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because
Yeah, he's the killer!
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
Yeah, it was him. He's been acting very suspicious about like his reactions towards everything. It just doesn't hit right.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Yes, Kyoko!
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude.
So he just refers to people as dude and chick? Is this really what's happening? How about I do that? I'm just gonna call everybody dude and chick. Hey, chick. I can't. Noah back. Noah neck.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Wait, I just remember that there could possibly be two people to a murder. One of them could help with a murder, but I don't think anybody helped with this one.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time.
What? What'd you say?
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds
Oh, by the way, Zai, in this, you're gonna be able to watch an execution happen.
Really? What kind of evidence?
Yeah, it's not that much of a good execution in my opinion. It's all right, but it's not the best. It's a pretty boring one.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly,
it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How, precisely, did the handbooks get broken?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around.
The music changed so much.
So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Aww, Taka.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna...
What?
Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have brought the handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore the clothes to the sauna. It was... We already know! Mondo!
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Oh, Taka, I'm sorry.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened
Oh
to
yeah,
keep
let's
a
just
school
admire this
uniform on.
picture. Nice.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill.
I remember this part in the actual show.
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond the shadow of doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Mondo would hurt a fly.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong.
Damn
Mondo
it.
wouldn't hurt a fly.
Again, hit
Let's test
this.
if what he said you broke your own.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test if what he said you broke
Don't
your
mind
own.
this,
In
I
other
just
words,
can't hit it.
If Mondo's handbook is actually then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Ah!
Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I can't hit it.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves
that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Got it.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong!
Taka. This part is just sad in the actual show. There's so much fucking tears in his eyes and he just doesn't feel good. He couldn't. It's emotional.
Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
I hate this part, but oh. I don't know how to actually do these comic book thingies. Zai, I think this doesn't look that good. The thing I'm circling. It looks like he's holding his ass. What? Questioning.
The killer is you! First, let's take... Last night, Celeste, at the time, she... That something was a blue tracksuit. With bag in hand, she made her way to the law. But how could...
How? What the fuck?
The killer is you!
Ugh.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple. Because she was real, which is why he...
Good job.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met... It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the...
What? I'm trying to figure out if this is actually right.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the... and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get... And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster, they changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call... That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Dang it. I'm trying to figure this out. It's hard though. So...
The killer is you! That could have Byakuya discovered. So, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. there, they plan to destroy the last piece of evidence. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
It's
Isn't that
Mondo!
right, Mondo Owada?
Owada. We got it! Zara, ready to see an execution in a bit? Alright.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
There we go.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Yay! I love this part!
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Zai, it's time for the execution.
I got no
Well,
choice, man.
I'll tell you.
Go
I don't
ahead,
think you really care,
Monokuma.
though.
Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for.
All right, here we go.
Grab your lever and give it a yank.
All right, here we go.
Will you elect? Will
Let's
you
vote.
make the right? What's it gonna be?
Alright. Monokuma vote. Guilty. Mondo.
What?
Uh-oh, this time looks like you got it right. Again. Yes, it is. Yes, it is so. The Blacken that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Awada. Dot, dot, dot. In case you're wondering, the vote was not anonymous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to danger zone, Mr. Ishimura. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it? No, this part is so sad in the show, I'm telling you.
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men.
Ha!
Oh, but for anyone who doesn't want to hear it, you can hit the circle. I don't care. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme and furry complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into that weakness, to take on fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about, even though you're a boy. And no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the furry complex already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival for the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secret. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dressed like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust in such a dilemma must have sent him into spiraling into despair. Aww.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't want to talk about it right now.
But...
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to return his mind and body. But sadly, That would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them for help there. Oh. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would still make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was a symbol of a very strong man that Chihiro has always aspired to be. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some help, will give me some courage. Oh. So I went and asked Mondo to help him become stronger. I don't care. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support he would... I'm bad at reading. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, why did Mondo did what he did to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro? Huh? What he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, exactly, that's what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But...
How does moving the body keep his secret?
Because
if everyone knew he would be killed in the boys' room, everyone would argue about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would immediately begin to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So, why did you? Because no matter what, I don't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join the gang was, in the first place, was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of that Daya. Wait, it was because of Daya that Mondo ever got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of starry-eyed kid brother. Aww. Meanwhile, okay, I was about to say die. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, he had grown to the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everyone was peachy everything was peaches and gravy. When Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw Mondo's very soul. The kid didn't take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why I gotta get stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. On the night of his amazing for the retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. Oh, here's where he kills his brother, I guess. It's not actually gonna show like the video, but the big brother, the kid brother, pushed ahead with his reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's a team, you and me put together. It's a promise, a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. As a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. And Dai was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At the point it was clear I would have no problem shedding light onto his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create. Oh shit, I have to text my dad a whole bunch of shit that I want from the store. 1 second. I don't have money. I don't have money. Yeah. Because I gave him the money for the things. Nope. What else? And what game? Oh, okay. Okay, that's alright. So that's why. That's why I Mondo, after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kinds of funny uneasiness and just started scrolling around. I never felt anything like it before.
I
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a hard rock lump of anxiety way down to my stomach. It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him, and the night there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I lied to you. But why? Why not? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Huh? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would. You're right, but
I want to change.
I want to change. I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying
what?
If I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret, huh? I was jealous. Jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. He was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him, and that jealousy broke me.
What?
Why are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now? No. I don't think you guys are fucking.
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I feel like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? When I was stupid. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything.
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why'd you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just
no,
wanted
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, I am strong. Strong, I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya! Whoever fucking Daya is. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand. I was staring at him down to the ground. Hey. I
killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He had that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Ah ha 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 ha. Look at him, you see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. Okay, about this. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead and say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Can't say it as many times as I want. It's what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because it's Zai! It's time for the execution! It's fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution? That's what I promised you, right? The black and shut up! There's no holding on!
Special punishment.
For Mondo Awada, the ultimate bike game leader.
Let's give it everything we've got.
It's punishment time! I said wait!
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
I couldn't keep the promise we made.
From one
man to another.
Let's go! Here we go! Game over, Mondo. I think it'll be time for the punishment. Mondo with a little hair thing. The Cage of Death. The Cage of Death. I know, right? Oh, here's my favorite part. Mondo butter. I love it. Did you like the execution? Yeah, he's eating Mondo. Laugh at death, your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. Yes, it can. My brother. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Okay. Everyone's out there taking so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Yeah, I might. If you want me to. What the hell was that? Or maybe I'll just let it happen. As Taka said, screams in our skulls. In our skulls, we were once forced to realize once again. But of course, he had to. What a disappointment! This is the end of the game. Byakuya.
What is this?
You're completely insane. You know that a game. One of our friends is dead. Do you
Naturally.
realize that? Of course I do. This is a game of life or death.
Hey,
I don't have anything to say, but you don't. I don't have a response except that.
however,
I just don't understand why. Why'd you go out of way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. This was so calm and emotionless, like.
Honestly.
Stop talking, God. Like you understand how I'm skipping all this? It's just boring. Monokuma's left, pleaded across the courtroom, and the curtain closed and introduced Chihiro and Mondo, but I knew that wasn't the end. I feel the game would still continue, because the master of my mind wouldn't let it end. And for those of us who are still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell. What the fuck? Had more of a future than us. All our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like nothing felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was one of the worst kinds of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying...
Yo, what? There's another person?
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now.
I know who
just
this
do your
is.
best
The
to
person
make
he's
things
talking
more
to.
exciting from now on, okay?
What?
After all, that's what everyone wants to see. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away! Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boys Life in Despair. The end. Yeah, most likely. Surviving students, 10. Damn. To be continued. No, wait, no, because I want to stream a little bit of free time once I get some. Oh, you'll see.
I know I shouldn't cry.
Aw, owie. Like the swimmer girl.
But I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here anytime soon. It's impossible. I can't let myself think about how much I want to get out of here. If I keep thinking like that, I might decide to.
Up. Donuts. I need some donuts that'll cheer me up. Aww. Glazed donuts, twisty donuts, chili donuts, cream-filled donuts, donut holes.
Okay.
Oh, God of Donuts, I'm praying for a wonderful encounter. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for breaking the nighttime rule. But for now, but now for me, donuts are absolutely necessary.
Huh?
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 What's that sound? It sounds like it's coming from the bathhouse.
But
I'm super scared, but is someone there? The fuck? A next generation legend stand tall galactic hero. Yeah, I'm on chapter 3. I just finished chapter 2. In the morning after the conclusion of the Second Life trial. I'm dining hall like always.
Oh. So then.
How about that? Impossible.
well,
It's like...
Well, is that okay?
I don't care about y'all talking. I want my free time.
You SOB!
What? Yeah, you can't get killed in this game. Free time? Can I have free time? Please give me free time. Give me my free time. Can I have free time? I want free time. Give me free time. Can I have free time? No. Can I have free time? I want free time. Give me my damn fucking free time. God damn. Map. By the way, the second floor has been open for a while. Wow. Third floor is open! What's up here? Yeah, what's up here? Rec room? What? Oh, it's this. Celeste, this is her natural habitat.
Isn't it wonderful?
Listen up! Ba-bum, ba-bum.
So then...
Too bad!